exterior inspection. See grade here, it's too high against the wall. Should only come up about, well, it should be a gap between the brickwork and the actual and the grade, about 4 to 6 inches. That's all the way around here, the grade is too high. Now these columns should have weep holes in them, and they don't. They need to be installed because over time, without ventilation to the timber that's inside the wall itself, you're going to get dry rot. There's a steel lintel here, and there should be a weep hole, just the same as there's weep holes there. See the weep hole? Another one there. Well, there should be one over the top of this window too. Grade here again is too high. Weep hole missing from over the top of that window as well. Now we've got deteriorating caulking here. Anywhere where the caulking is like this, and like this, you need to re-caulk up here, because if you don't, you're going to get some condensation inside the walls, and that can lead to fungal growth. Now we've got some cracking in the mortar here that needs to be sealed. Water will come off the rake here and it will hit the wall and then penetrate the house. We're now at the front right elevation. Well, that's good, we've got a weep hole here. Shame we don't have them on the others. At the front elevation. Now we have a gutter downpipe emptying over a roof, both here and here. That's not a good thing because that can allow water to damage the shingle and also over time penetrate the roof. Now this attic, which is over the top of the porch here, doesn't appear to have any ventilation. There's no soffit vents here, there's no ventilator at the top. And you want to consider having ventilation installed, because again, without ventilation you're going to get damp conditions within that attic space. I'm at the roof, on the roof at the rear elevation. There's some mechanical damage on the roof here, on the shingles, here and here. It may, in fact it does, look as if we've had some hail damage in this area here at the rear elevation over the porch. Lots of examples of dings. Now what that actually does is it reduces the lifespan of the shingle and the roof, but it can also lead to individual shingles leaking. And we've got a lot of damage here. Some of it may actually be in here, like here. It's damage caused by the builder. More damage caused by the builder. You know, sometimes they can be very careless when they're installing a roof. Now we're at the rear elevation. This is a trim board here. There's water penetration. You can see here it's deteriorating. The water's getting in behind this board and it's pushing the paint off. This is the upper attic inspection. Now you can see here that we've got a flexible pipe that's being crushed by the air handler. That really is a very bad installation. It's got to be changed. This is a safety issue. It cannot be left like this. In addition, there should be sediment traps on here. Now it's common for builders not to put them on. I don't know why they don't do it, because they expose themselves to enormous risks, because if somebody dies because of malfunction caused through the lack of a sediment trap, anybody who installed it is going to be liable. So, to make this safe so you can live in this house, you need to have this repaired and a sediment trap put in place. Now, that sounds bad, doesn't it? But you know, it's very cheap to do, it's not expensive, and it does enhance safety a great deal. The attic has boxes in it, electrical boxes like these, and you'll notice they've got plastic covers. Well, plastic covers should never be used in an attic because they're prone to breaking, and once they break they can expose live circuits, and that can be a liability to you, because it's very easy for somebody working in the attic in dark conditions to put their hands onto a live circuit if these covers are broken. There's signs of water penetration at the front chimney, at the front elevation. We're looking at it here in the attic, and you see there's water signs there. What that tells me is that you need to check the flashings and the caulking in the chimney above us. It's going to need a roofer to go up there, but if you've got water coming in, then that's not good. Over a period of time you can get damp conditions and fungal growth. I'm in the attic over the master bedroom. Now there's water stains on this chimney column too. I think both the chimneys need to have the flashings and the caulking checked. You don't want water seeping in there. This is the water heaters. I'm pleased to say they're correctly installed. They actually have retaining screws on the flue and the flue hood. It's very unusual that they do that. There's some early signs of corrosion here though, and on the isolation valve here and around here you've got corrosion occurring. Now, water heaters in this part of the world only last 6 to 8 years, and it's worthwhile checking that they have not started to leak. This one's been damaged. It must have been damaged on installation. It's the outer covering that's damaged, not the tank itself from the look of it. Now, the gas supplies do not have sediment traps on them, and they're pretty essential to keep the whole thing safe. This is a flue to the water heater. There are 2 flues, and it extends outside the roof, okay, just as the flues do on the heaters. and they're not bonded. And what bonding means is simply you connect a copper wire here, run it to this one, then you run it to the eave down outside the building to a grounding bar, and that greatly reduces the possibility of a lightning strike. I'm at the rear right elevation. We have a small attic up here, and I cannot access it because I need specialist ladders, which I don't carry, to get in there. Okay, this fireplace is incorrectly installed. Down here you have wood, and as wood it can actually get hot. The chimney, the fireplace is incorrectly installed. We should have non-combustible materials around the hearth here, so that needs to be corrected. Balance flue. Doesn't need it. Okay, that is bonded. That's the ground, and it's bonded. So this panel is incorrectly installed. So we have a bonding bar here going to the ground. In this, which is the sub panel, we shouldn't have this bonding bar that you can see here installed. That should be taken out. As it is at the moment, it's going to increase the risk of collateral damage in the event of a lightning strike, all of which I'll explain in the report. The sink. Yeah, that's a vacuum brake. There is the drain line from the water dishwasher, and it doesn't have an anti-siphon device. functional flow. Have two faucets running. Good functional flow. There's the GFCI for it. And we're just going to run it. See what we've got. Jet's working. What we have. isolation valve at the bottom of the cover. The pan drawer under the range locks when you pull it out. There's probably a technique for putting it back in. Do you know what the technique is for putting your drawer back in?
No, I've never pulled it out that far.
This is a control valve for the irrigation system. We have our backflow control valve here, and we have an isolation valve, 2 isolation valves there. Zone 1 is the front flower beds. Zone 2 is the front right lawn. Zone 3 is the curb. Zone 4 is the left side lawn. Zone 5 is the left side elevation at the foundation. Zone 6 is the rear flower beds around the pool. Zone 7 is the rear lawn. Oh no. What is this thing with nudity with our kittens? Okay, I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye. This is zone 10. Sorry, it's zone 9, not 10. I'm getting confused. Too many zones. Zone 9. This is zone 11, there's no zone 10. This is a pool inspection. First thing to note is the door is here, it's not alarmed, and neither are the windows, so the pool area is not protected or child protected. We'll move over to the pool equipment, which is at the rear right elevation. Pool heater, we have an isolation valve to the gas line. Pressure gauge, air blower. No apparent leaks. Full sweep is functioning. No apparent damage to the coping around the pool. Spa going, pool cleaner going, pool light is on, have a remote, all works from the remote perfectly. The pool cleaner has started. It incidentally has a delay on starting, about 5 minutes. So it's fully operational.